Hello, and welcome to the second installment of Battlefield 3 Camos in a nutshell. Today we are looking at the Rus for camouflage patterns. First up is Serpent. It is the first pattern that the Russian ground forces use. It makes for an easy way to spot noobs out on the battlefield. Unlike Desert Marpite, it doesn't look badass, so you can rest easy knowing no pros will identify themselves with such a mediocre excuse for a camouflage. Next is Partisan, otherwise known as SS Summer. This pattern does a great job in blending in with greener maps, but the only people who use it are milsim fags and wannabe actual Russians. Next is Islam. No, not the religion, but rather the camouflage pattern. In Russian it means fissure or fracture. I find this name suiting because the people who wear this pattern are almost always badasses who wipe your whole fucking squad from across the map, thus fracturing any teamwork or strategy you have. Traditionally worn by Russian paratroopers, players using this pattern are not to be underestimated. Once again, we have Olive Drab. Relive the nostalgia of battling Nazis in Moscow. Grab your vodka and strip a clip. What do you think we'd give you a gun? No, we're too poor to do that. The classic Flora pattern. Did you play nothing but Call of Duty Black Ops in the early mornings of 2010? Then this is the pattern for you. Grab your Mountain Dew and AK-971 and slap a flashlight and EO-Tech on that baby. Nothing says COD player like blinding the shit out of your enemies from a mile away. Razda, a pattern developed for Russian paratroopers and elite units. It's almost as rare as Mountain Dew Livewire, and trust me, I've looked on eBay, that shit isn't anywhere. This pattern is good for blending into darker and wooded environments. Navy Blue. The pattern even more useless than UCP, great for hiding in Nosha canals when you're too much of a bitch to push up and take train yard or shipping container objectives. In a drunken effort to create more camo, those dumb Russians just made the Flora pattern again. This time more tan, thinner blotches, and looking half as cool. The only people who use this pattern are those who forget that they have M81 Woodland equipped for the US faction when they play as everyone's favorite alcoholics. Desert Khaki. Nothing like blending in with the sand. A simple but effective pattern, especially when prone. Argorod 1. In-game known as Urban Pattern. This pattern grants you a level of badassery unknown by any other fighting force. Wear this with pride on any map. Show everyone that you aren't afraid of being constantly shot at, because Bababushka didn't raise no suka blyat. KLMK. What is this fucking Red Dawn? Grab your underfolding AK and a Shanka hat. It's time to show noobs how big boys play. Spec Ops Black. Everyone wears this pattern on the Russian team because it looks fucking awesome. Noobs tremble in fear when they see a Russian roll up in their buggy. Nothing says I will blow your brains out and fuck the bloody hole like being a Russian soldier wearing Spec Ops Black. My favorite, Spec Act pattern. Don't worry about grooming standards or being drunk while deployed. That's what being Russian is all about. Players who wear this pattern have earned the title of most likely to get blown up by a mortar strike at 3 AM in a rundown warehouse while drinking vodka and smoking Reds. That is a high honor to carry. Oh man, it's the Dr. Pepper camo for the Russians. It appears as a lighter and smaller pixelized version of Digital Flora. If you were a fat ass and drank Dr. Pepper, then congrats. This camo is all yours. Burkett camo. Based off of Flector D, this pattern makes its user almost invisible in green maps at a distance and sometimes even up close. It doesn't matter if you have a 12 times scope. These motherfuckers are more sneaky than Bigfoot. Woodland Oak, based off of SS Autumn, is a nice brown and almost golden yellowish pattern. It's a unique look and some might say it's cooler than Spec Ops Black, but we all know that isn't true. If you haven't noticed already, the Ruskies are about as bad as the Chinese are at ripping off American military equipment. We get it. The Nazis had some badass camo, now go back to drinking vodka and running over children on a snowy night in your Volkswagen GTI. And please upload that shit to Live Leak. We all know every Russian has a dash cam. Digital Flora. Remember when I said they were drunk and created Flora camo a second time? Well, that same retard made it a digital style pattern this time. Not much to say here except have some originality. Lastly is the Woodland Stripe camo, which is based off of the Kamish pattern, Russian for tiger. Just like NWU, this camo takes a huge no life to unlock it. The perks are that you look like a true alpha team operator. So grab those nods, pack your vodka, and take a one-way halo jump into the battlefield. May drunk Jesus guide you in your fight against the capitalist pigs. Bliat. Thank you so much for watching. This concludes the Battlefield 3 Camos in a Nutshell series.